And at the beginning of his rookie year, those first 18 games, he was third on the rookie ladder. I didn't think he ever had a chance of winning rookie of the year because he was, in the same class as Victor Wembanyama, who had one of the greatest rookie seasons ever. He received 35 votes to make the second team, but I'm a little disappointed in the news because he really had an opportunity. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but I like to be able to watch a rookie, their progress from day one to the end of the season. And I felt like if his minutes weren't messed with by Monty Williams, we would have seen him develop a little bit more, and he would have made one of these rookie teams. And I think it's a cool honor for guys to start off their career that right way, because I feel like we're really going to look back on this at some point and say, why did Ausar Thompson miss out on it? And I fully blame Monty Williams for that, for just for some reason deciding to the next 31 games play him less than 25 minutes per game other than 8 times. It was just such a weird, bizarre move by Monty Williams after he had a good first 18 games. Like, he was being talked about by a lot of guys that I respect in this medium that really loved Asar's game. And I don't know. It was just a mistake by Monty Williams, and I blame him for Ausar Thompson missing out on his first honor.
I mean, I could somewhat agree with what you're saying on that, but also the competitive athlete in me says it's a good thing because maybe that creates a little bit of fire for him. Like he's like, well, I deserve this. I didn't get it. So maybe that gives him a little more chip on his shoulder to come out next season and maybe produce better and show the league what they'd missed out on, which could be good in our favor. I don't know how. I know that their family's super competitive because Amen Thompson getting on second team for the all rookie, maybe that pissed him off a little bit. It's like, I'm better than my brother, like, which I do think he is better than Amen Thompson. It's just the minutes thing was an issue for him. I hope his health thing doesn't affect him in the long term, but I don't know. With Monty, we've had so many conversations with this guy with minutes, and I feel like we're having too many conversations with minutes. Like, I don't think that should be something that we need to really discuss. Like, I feel like that coaching aspect should be taken care of. And a lot of his minutes were lopsided with all the new guys coming into the team. So, I mean, maybe you could put a blame on Monty, but just where the Pistons were when it came to winning games and being in games, I don't blame him completely with changing Asar's minutes up just because I think he's trying to find more success in the team with different rotations. So I'm not sure. I know that you pride to say that Ausar Thompson one day will be an all-star. I don't agree with that. I don't think he will be. I think he's just going to continuously be a good role player for a team, kind of like what Bruce Brown did for the Nuggets. Like, I think that's the kind of factor that he's going to be for a team. I just don't see him really breaking out to be an all-star for any team in the future.
See, I think he could be more of an Aaron Gordon type where he plays a huge role on a team. But anyways, real quick, his first 18 games for the Detroit Pistons, these were Ausar Thompson's numbers: 11 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1.6 blocks, shooting 47% from the field. And then for some reason, he just gets moved to the bench. And in the next 31, he's he's averaging 5.6 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, 1.3 assists, zero point 0.7 steal, zero point 0.4 block, and under 19 minutes per game, shooting 44% from the field. I think it was a mistake to sit him and to take his minutes away. Going from 29 minutes per game to 18 was just a weird move by Monty Williams, especially when Ausar was, I mean, he wasn't shutting anybody down, but he was making things difficult for like Dame Lillard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, some of the premier guards in the NBA. He was making life difficult for them, and you could see how his defense was impacting games. I mean, yeah, they were still on a historic losing streak when he was in the starting lineup playing big minutes, but when a guy's putting up an all-around game like that, you don't relocate him to the bench. You allow him to continue that development and figure out the NBA game.
Now maybe it changes with new owner, with new president. Like maybe that's something that they want to have more of an impact is Asar's minutes, and I'm sure that they'll have something to say about it as well of how they want the rotations to work. Because Trajan Langan, being a player when he played overseas, I think he has more insight other than just being president of basketball operations with books and bringing people in and trade value. I think he knows the game pretty well because he played for so long. So maybe he has some type of input with that, and he wants the guy in his second year in the league to have more minutes on the team.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, and there's a world where Ausar Thompson continues to get around 29 minutes per game his entire rookie season, but then a man and like Cam Whitmore, they all show out for Houston, and Gigi Jackson continues to do his thing. And maybe there's in that world, maybe Ausar doesn't make any of the all rookie teams, even though he's getting the minutes. But I want to see his totals real quick because I believe he was top 5 in rebounding, top 5 in blocks and steals. So for his totals, I'd have to look it up, but he had 59 blocks, 68 steals, and 402 rebounds while scoring over 550 points. I mean, he had a good, well-rounded game for the Detroit Pistons. Like, it was just such a shame to.
I think he needs to really grow his confidence in his jump shot. Like that needs to get there. Like it's got the release time of Kyle Anderson. Like that thing's got to get up. It's got to go.
Oh, go on. My bad.
Yeah, I think maybe his minutes getting taken away from him really brought his confidence down. I mean, I'm sure that we have these conversations about like what maybe is locker room talk, like what's going on behind the scenes that we don't know, the media doesn't know. Maybe he had a conversation with Monty. Monty's like, "You're not shooting with confidence. We don't want you out there if you're not going to shoot with confidence." Because I'm pretty sure in his first set of games, I know that when I watched, he did turn down open threes because it's not really his number one part of his game. So maybe there was conversation about it. And yeah, if you're not going to play the minutes, you're not going to get the stats unless you're dominating, and that's not what he is.
So for the season, he shot 18.6% from three.
Yeah.
But his last 15 games, 14 starts, he was shooting 28% from three on 2.4 attempts. So he was making strides shooting from behind the arc. So
yeah, but you watched the games just as much as I did. They weren't contested threes. Near the end of the season, they didn't
people let him
guard
shoot
him.
him. Yeah, they let him shoot him.
I mean, I feel like if you're an NBA player and you're taking uncontested threes, especially corners, it's something that you need to shoot more than 28% to be successful.
But I still think going from 18% to 28%, that's a 10% increase in the season. And yeah, even though it's still not good, but I think it shows progress, and I think it's something that he will build upon towards next year. I think he'll shoot in the 30% next year. Outside of Cade, I've said this before, outside of Cade, he is the guy that I believe in the most from the young guys.